My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read all my writing, go to counterpropa.com. My latest article on counterpropa is CNN and the New York Times created Donald Trump. Trump is now banning them. Please share that article below. And when CNN reports progressives threaten revolt after DNC vote, that means something. CNN, the New York Times, in many ways, well, definitely the New York Times, but in many ways, CNN is a mouthpiece of the Democratic establishment. When they report that progressives threaten revolt after DNC vote, I'll continue to read. Between votes, Ellison's camp sent a text to members claiming incorrectly that a candidate who dropped out had endorsed him. Ellison and PEREZ supporters clashed throughout the months-long process. It wasn't just Keith Ellison, it was Samuel Ronan. So Samuel Ronan, for people who are conservative or independent or people not, really in tune with what's going on within the DNC, Samuel Ronan is the person who could have saved the Democratic Party and the DNC. Keith Ellison I liked initially. I did because he endorsed Bernie Sanders very, very early. And in fact, he was on George Stephanopoulos. He actually stated a long before Trump actually won the nomination, he stated that, Trump could win. And Maggie Haberman and another person, I believe it was Maggie Haberman of the New York Times, started laughing. If you find the link, just put it in the comments section of that segment, that Stephanopoulos segment, where Maggie Haberman and another person's laughing, and Keith Ellison turned out to be right. But he's a lot closer to the establishment than Samuel Ronan was. Samuel Ronan, I interviewed him in Counterpropa. Check out that Counterpropa interview. Go to the site, support the site through the Amazon links. If you want to buy something from Amazon, read Counterpropa and click on the links. But Samuel Ronan said during the interview there was a need for the DNC to actually apologize to Bernie Sanders, that he would never have tipped the scales and done everything that Debbie Wasserman Schultz did. Samuel Ronan wants to get money out of Democratic politics. Big money, corporate donors out of Democratic politics. Tom PEREZ is the antithesis of all of that. Tom PEREZ is going to bring in big Wall Street corporate donations. That is one of the big reasons. When you talk about Justice Democrats and you talk about other parties within or other movements within the Democratic Party, whether it's Bernie Sanders or Jill Stein or Justice Democrats, all of these movements to the left are taking money out of big money, corporate money, Wall Street money out of politics. Tom PEREZ is putting that money back in. When you accept corporate money and Wall Street money, you then will never break up too big to fail banks to prevent the next financial collapse. You will never implement a single payer. You will never stop perpetual counterinsurgency wars, where half to two-thirds of all the Americans killed and wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan were the victims of IED blasts. That is not what Tom PEREZ is focused on. That is what Tulsi Gabbard is. Tulsi Gabbard wants to end these perpetual wars. That's why she flew to Syria. Something that establishment Democrats would never do. Tulsi Gabbard, Nina Turner, and Bernie Sanders are the only three people right now who could defeat Trump in 2020. Tom PEREZ, as this CNN article talks about, progressives threaten revolt after DNC vote. Progressives within the Democratic Party threaten revolt, and they will revolt. And I will revolt. I am revolting politically. For a long time, I've been revolting. And I know a great many of my supporters have been revolting on the left as well. We won't fall in line. We didn't fall in line in 2016. We ain't falling in line in 2020 and 2018. Democrats, unfortunately, have to learn, once they lose again, that they can't win without progressives. They can't win without Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein voters. Or they can't win without people who want Keith Ellison. And definitely can't win without people who want Samuel Ronan. Give me your thoughts below. Tom PEREZ, in addition to John Podesta writing for the Washington Post, and then all this propaganda, doublespeak, manipulation, where the New York Times is all about truth now and the Washington Post is light in the darkness. These are the same people who perpetuate myths about Russia stealing the election from Clinton and Russia hacking the power grid, all fake news. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much for listening.